Ladies and gentlemen, happy Veterans Day. Want to give a shout out and a thank you to all the veterans out there tonight. We are getting ready to go live, go green. We apologize for some technical difficulties to start this one, but we are ready to go green to bring you the championship race for the, oh my goodness, sorry, for the Gunners or SR Racing League. Here we are getting ready to go green. Right here, my buddy Alan Berg and myself, Angel Santiago. Alan, we are almost ready.
Here we are, into the Geico Restart Zone. We are off and running here for 101 laps. Here we go. Zane Bailey takes them off down to turn number 1. And through that open dog leg, 13 cars on the grid here. 12 cars, rather. And they are just stand out.
I think that gives just almost the perfect amount of cars for a track like this. And I love it. Of course, it's the Gen 6 cars. These cars are just so much fun to drive. And when you got not too many cars out here on track, you can really run wide just like they're doing now. Really have that comfort with each other to really make this race exciting, but also tough for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a lot of green flag racing here. 12 cars, and we already have our first yellow tonight, and it's going to be Mike 8. I'm not even going to try that, but Mike.
It's all good. Well,
nonetheless, we are under our first caution.
I think maybe a yellow?
A yellow? Yeah, that sounds correct. We'll go with that, but here's how this happened. And just like that. Oh! What a hard hit. What a hard hit.
And that's one of our 4 championship contenders tonight, Mike, right there. So having to use his faster pair this early in the race, just now on lap 3, that's not ideal. It's going to put him kind of against the fence here for the rest of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are working lap 3 of 101 laps, this is going to go by pretty quick. You're looking at a mile for what? 34 seconds?
Yeah, just about. I'm definitely one of the quicker mile tracks that we have on the circuit. I don't know, especially we get, again, only one faster pair, so it's going to be really tough to try to figure out. We'll go over these Championship 4. Mentioned Mike Aiello, Jr. there being one of the driver involved in this one. Paul Witt, James Yerger, and then Kenny Thompson. Those are going to be your 4 drivers here tonight. Running for the Championship 4. They are running on a custom setup here as well. The drivers had an opportunity, posted over the Discord earlier on, so they had an opportunity to practice because Phoenix, this flat track, it's, Alan, I think we've had this discussion before on how we feel about flat tracks.
I mean, love them or hate them. I mean, it's still a short track in the in the sense. It's still a short track, but nonetheless. Here we are. And, Angel, I got to say, it's been a minute since we've gotten to work together, so happy to have you in the booth here tonight.
That is correct. That has been quite a bit of time, so I'm definitely happy to be back here with you today.
Absolutely. As we get ready to get these guys going back to green flag racing, we are going to that pace car. And here's the thing about Phoenix. Here's what I like about Phoenix, Angel, is the fact that the pace car takes the field down and he dives off into turn. He comes into pit stops to turn 2, like in the pit lane.
Yeah, so it actually gives a little bit of time for these drivers to kind of just test that patience a little bit. You kind of want to push. You're ready to go right here. You think this is off forward, but no, not quite. You got to go just a little bit further down to get to where we get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the iRacing.com pace car puts the field in control of Todd Reeks and Zane Bailey here, the 21 and the 20 and the 00. And these Gen 6 cars, I feel, Angel, that these cars are a lot more forgiving than the next gen cars.
That is without a doubt. We are green flag racing. They're going to jump right down into that dog leg there, and something you don't see as much now with the next gens, as you mentioned, because of the fact that it'll destroy the tires. They're sitting so low, trying to get them so low. Oh, 39, a little bit loose there, off of 4. You're gonna see that. Sorry, off of 2. You're gonna see that quite a bit though. Very, very loose off of these turns. It's gonna be kind of a tight entry, and then loose off the turn when you're trying to get their throttle applied right back on.
Absolutely, as we are single filed out now, and this is what this car tends to lean towards, is that single filed out racing. Now, Angel, you've been on track with me, you've seen me on track. This is the first time a 00 has been on track and I've not been in it, so that's why it's running so well.
Don't worry. I raced at 00 on Monday nights. He does well sometimes. No, I'm kidding. But no, he wrecked last night, so he didn't have a good race in that one. But yeah, no, this 00 looking to make something happen here tonight. It's usually how I feel about someone in the 90. But luckily, nobody typically drives the 90, so I don't have to see somebody do good in my number.
Well, just as you say that, Zane Bailey sets the fastest lap of the race with a 26.23. I mean, we're hauling the proverbial mail, as that's the fastest lap. So 26 seconds a lap. Now, Angel, I want to hear your thoughts on fuel strategy. What's going to be the sweet spot? 101 laps, 12 cars rather. What's going to be the fuel strategy? What's going to be the ticket?
Well, the first stage, 20 laps. You're gonna go, as hard as you can. Don't really. Well, at least, I say go as hard as you can because we do get a caution, of course, after the first stage, not after the second stage though. So 20 lap. And actually a little bit less than that. Well, maybe a 15 lap run, thanks to that caution right there. So I say go run as hard as you can. Test the limits of what this car can do. See what you can feel. Try to gain some track position, as it is hard to make the track position up sometimes. And really see where you're at. The next stage length is 25 laps. Again, there's no caution there. So at that point, maybe you give yourself a little bit more of a try to see how it comes into play. It's 70% of fuel overall. So I think that we're looking at I don't know, probably a good maybe 35 to 40 laps. You think is that give or take probably?
Maybe, but the last time I tried figuring out fuel strategy, it did not bode well for me.
Yeah, that's usually my own problem as well. Or I have the fuel strategy, but I'm just too dang slow to make it work. But nonetheless, they've done so far at least a pretty solid job here as we've gotten started in this race. You see Bailey at least now with a nearly 0.8 of a second lead already here in lap 12.
Yeah, exactly, that 00. And, Bailey's opening up that lead. It's almost a second. That's the eyeball test. But looking a little bit deeper in the field, we're going to highlight some of these top 4 drivers here tonight. And, we're real quick, we're over the weather here, what these guys are going to be looking for on the racetrack. Where it's going to be, it's a cool 69 degrees in the stands. So it's jacket weather, if you will. We're in the desert, humidity doesn't matter. We're under a cloudy sky, so it provides that nice blanket. And Angel, it's 74 degrees out on the racetrack right now, so a lot of grip is going to work in these drivers' favor.
I love that you mentioned the amount of grip that we're expecting here today is going to be a very, very helpful for these drivers. Exactly a little bit of, because Phoenix, yes, it's a newer track, they got to repave, but it's gotten a little bit of age to it, almost feels like. So it definitely, wears out the tires, especially how hard you drive it in and how much you use that right front. So you've got to be very careful how you drive it in. You got to make sure it's straight, of course, almost when you're driving it in, if it makes sense. You got to make sure it's straight. And I'd say it's the way you always tell me you drive a dirt car. You wanted to have it pointed straight as early as you can before you kind of back in the throttle there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is like no different than drive like we discussed in the past, driving a dirt car. And as we're gonna highlight some of these drivers here, our Championship 4 drivers is Nick Snyder, Eric Scher, Kenny Rupert Thompson, and James Yerger. So those are your top 4 drivers, and it looks like they're all here. I believe Nick Snyder is not in attendance. But it looks like Eric and Kenny and James are. So that would automatically eliminate Nick from a chance at a championship. Not sure why he's not in attendance, but it's still gonna be a great
Nick.
race.
Sorry, that Nick is gonna be in the. That's for tomorrow night's race, Wednesday night's race.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Kenny Thompson is in this race. Kenny, James are both competing for championship tonight and tomorrow night. However, it is, let's see, Mike Aiello, as we mentioned earlier, now 2 laps down, and then Paul Witt, he's the other driver that's competing for that championship for tonight. Once we do get our first caution here of the evening, this first kind of after the first stage break, we'll definitely be looking to bring in. I want to bring in Mike Aiello, kind of the guy who's pinned, back against the wall, kind of start this off.
Yeah, definitely buried himself early in this one. Here as we are at lap number 19, so that stage coming really quickly here, and we've gone essentially 19 miles. We're going to go 101 miles by the time this is all said and done. And there it is. There's your caution for the stage. And Angel, I will let you have the floor with our first driver of the night that we're going to highlight in the interview booth.
Go ahead and try to bring him. Give me one moment. Let's see. Mike, this is Angel and Alan here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us, buddy?
Yeah, sure do. How you doing?
We're doing, we're probably a little bit better than you are to start off this championship race. 2 laps down. Soon you're probably going to go ahead and get the lucky dog here, get you back on the lead, at least 1 lap down in position. I'm sure you had to use your faster pair already. How does this change your entire, approach to this race here, now still with another 80 laps to go?
Well, I just wanted to spot the field 2 laps, so doesn't change my...
That's the confidence you gotta keep having. No, you have the confidence, of course, to make it work, right?
I don't know that I've wrecked my car once this whole season, so the car just got really slick and nothing I could do, and then I saw the water barrels coming and I was sliding sideways. Here I get the lucky dog and be 1 lap down. I'm fine. I didn't ruin my tires on that, so I'm okay. It doesn't change anything. We'll get more cautions later on in the race as the tires get slick, so I'll be back on the lead lap. Got a fast car, not worried about that. Just right now, bide time, championship race. It doesn't matter about where you finish in these stages or anything like that. All that matters is that I finish ahead of the other 3 guys out there, so we'll be fine at the end of the race.
That's exactly the mentality that I love to hear, especially from one of your championship 4 drivers. Mike, go ahead and let us know, just to make sure that we probably already butchered your last name here, but go ahead and let us know how we're supposed to be saying it.
Yeah, it's Aiello.
Aiello. Okay, well, I said Aiello. That was close enough. Aiello. Alrighty. Mike, we do appreciate it. Go ahead and we see you here from Connecticut. We seem to know that top championship 4 drivers at Phoenix from Connecticut know to get it done in real life. So let's go ahead and get out there, Mike, and hopefully we'll speaking to you at the end of this one.
I appreciate it. Thanks for checking in, guys, and we'll see you at the end of the race.
Well, there you have it. Angel is we're getting the iRacing.com pace lights are out on the race car, or the pace car rather. The race cars are getting lined up 2 by 2. Noah's Ark style behind that iRacing.com pace car. And we're getting ready to go back to green, so you get to bring us back to green. And, well, it looks like I'm going to bring us back to green. So here we go. The iRacing.com pace car peels off on the pit road. Not so fast, fellas, because you guys are going to come down the back straightaway. All nice and lined up. Well, here on lap 23 to start stage number 2. That 74 car, it gets its lap back. Down through the old Riley Auto Parts restart zone. Barney's got the green flag in hand. There's Barney with the green flag in hand, and we are back off in racing here in for stage number 2.
This the state that one of the 2 states, right, that doesn't follow along with the daylight savings time, so they're they're keeping it regular here as they get through. Sorry, 1 and 2. Just so far out feels like for 1 and 2, but that's where they're gonna get through. Now 3 and 4. You see Bailey still with the lead as they go through there. That number 20 Ford Mustang seems to be rotating pretty well here, especially early on in this run.
Yeah, down through the back straightaway. It's like a land rush. The number 20 car is Aid Bailey looking to get out front. And just as we said, Rupert Thompson looking on the inside of that number 00 car of Rechick there. And that's a battle for second spot. But as we come a little bit deeper in the field, that 429 car getting on the back bumper, getting ready to get busy, working on CJ Erdman. As we are single fouled out, not a lot of guys trying to high line. And you should fix this car, Angel. I know you have a little bit more experience in these cars than I do. But I'm sure as these runs go on, you're going to be able to hustle these cars around.
That's only if you've done a good job saving your tires. If you didn't do a good job of saving your tires early in the run, then you're gonna spend the end of this run with the car hustling you. You're gonna be struggling to figure out what's wrong with it. You really have to be patient early on. Just as and I love that Mike was telling us here. You just patience is all it takes. You know, he's gonna be a lap down here. He said, nope, I'm gonna be patient. I know we're gonna have problems with some of these drivers possibly, losing it once the tires get hot. And you're going to be pushing as mentioned, got good grip in the track. It's hard not to want to when you feel that in your car. So at least at the moment, he's just the only one lap down. The other 3 championship drivers currently running in the top 6. Thompson there in 3rd, Witt in 5th, and then Yerger in the 6th position.
I'm going to tell you what, that Mike there in that number 74 car seemed really confident. He's like, you know what, we're buried right now. But we're not going to be buried for long. As we are working lap number 28 laps in the history books here. And right now we're watching Jim Duda. We're going to get some more of these drivers that are featured on screen here. So that way we get everybody some TV time, if you will.
Absolutely, yeah. But make sure if you are watching us on YouTube, well, of course, thank you for that. Let us know who you are rooting on right now. That way we'll get an opportunity hopefully to check them out for sure, but definitely got to show who you're rooting on. Show them some love.
Yeah, definitely. Also here 29 laps in the history book, we have gone but single filed out, and like our good buddy Dave Regal always says, we're more strung out than a line at the methadone clinic.
Yeah, they're starting out pretty well. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. But you say that, but that's first place right now. You look back at second, and that's a gap they're kind of almost stuck behind second place right now. That 00, they're all trying to find their way around him, but it can be very difficult to make these passes here at early on in this run, especially when you're still trying to take care of your tires. You're so tempted to want to do something drastic to try to make a pass, and if it's not timed perfectly, if you mess it up, all you're gonna do is just anger your tires and probably gonna lose a spot or two in the process.
Definitely, your tires are the most sensitive part of your race car, and here we go. We got a battle. Paul Witt and CJ Erdman were Goodyear to Goodyear just for a little while, but here we are. Rupert going to the inside, Goodyear to Goodyear, coming to the start-finish line, and give that position to Rupert Thomas. As they're still side by side. The 00 says not so fast.
Yeah, 00 is going to have that very good rotation on the high side, going to allow him to kind of get back on the throttle earlier. He's going to have more room to run the lane that he wants, and that's going to allow him to carry that momentum off the corner. So it's going to be difficult to make that pass. As I mentioned, you really got to time it right. Your best chance, in my opinion, and it looks like the 00 struggles maybe the most. We're going to double check here. It looks like he struggles mostly here in 1 and 2, so you may want to go a little bit higher than what he's doing, but that's what it's working out for him. So you kind of got to get high and cut down maybe across. But I know that dirty air is also something that makes it difficult sometimes as well.
Yeah, these cars really aero sensitive. Not as aero sensitive as their counterpart, the Gen 7. We lend itself to call it the next gen car, but really over the years it's really kind of, now it's referred to as the Cup car. It's not really the next gen car any longer. but nonetheless, here we are. And we're not missing anything up front as Zane Bailey has now pulled out to a 2-second lead over a 00 Ted Rich. You got Paul Witt looking to the inside of Rupert Thompson. Rupert Thompson slamming the door on the 429 car. And here we got another battle with CJ Erdman and James Yerger. And this is going to be a battle for... Oh, we got trouble. Looks like CJ Erdman had a connection issue. He went south in a hurry.
Oh, man. Well, it's a good thing he's not competing for a championship tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it best. You know, and connection issues can definitely plague a driver. And it also makes things extremely difficult for the cars around you. We're working lap number 37, 36 laps in the history books here from Phoenix. I want to thank everybody for watching here in the youtube.com. Watching here on YouTube, on your phones, in your homes, wherever you may be watching. Even in the lunchroom on the second shift.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate those of you out here with us tonight, watching on our YouTube page. Of course, thank for Gunr4sr Cup Series for allowing us to broadcast their championship race as we get to hear every once in a while. And again, from Phoenix, it's one of my personal favorites. I mean, I really used to love Legacy Phoenix. I loathed this new one for a long time, but I think I've it's kind of maybe fallen into my wheelhouse a little bit better. I think I've learned how to be a little bit more aggressive, kind of going into turn 3, because you got to be aggressive into turn 3. You really do dive it in a lot deeper than you kind of would think it is, because it is almost essentially it feels like sometimes a double apex corner where if you go in too early or just, and of course too early too late is bad, but it can really hurt you on that exit, and down that front stretch it really hurts.
Yeah, absolutely. As we got another battle, this is going to be Braden Morey and Jim Duda. And, Jim Duda's going to slam the door. Now, here's the other thing, too. You mentioned you had to learn how to drive this track. There's a plethora of tracks I've had to learn how to drive this year. And I tell you what, there's something about Iowa that I really fell at.
Oh gosh, don't bring up Iowa to me, Alan, please. Oh, there was almost contact there, right? Oh my goodness, that was a very close one between 0.53 and of Duda, and you see the thing. Who is this?
That's the 99 car. Yeah, that's the 99 car.
Yes, there you go. Couldn't read for a second there. It didn't come up from my side. But my goodness, they're right on top of each other. That was close.
And it looks like Jim Duda, actually, I take that back, Braden Morey, having a little bit of connection issue, a little blinky blink going on, as these two are Goodyear to Goodyear, coming through the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone in turn number 4. And
jump on board here with the 053 if you can. Let's see what is this driver experiencing here. So what does he got to do on the outside to make this rotate? Oh my goodness, he all the way to the outside there.
We can definitely go on board. You want to know? No, let's do this camera.
There you go. That's my favorite there. Oh, love the painted roll bars. Missed that on these Gen 7s, as you mentioned.
I know, right?
Patience of throttle, go all the way back down. I'm going to try to use that momentum there off of turn number 4, but the 99 is going to rotate that really well. And I know we can't see his steering wheel, but I can tell you just from the look of it, he is really struggling with that entry, it seems like.
Well, as he comes back into the Geico restart zone, or the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone, he's going to make this onto the apron. Watch how violently that car is going to shake. Boom, there it is right there. And then look how upset that car, when it hits the apron, Angel, gets really light.
Put into a different view on my own end here, where I do see what the steering wheel is looking like. And yeah, he's got this thing yanked hard to the left. But as you can only imagine, I mean, they're 20 laps almost here into this run, and or maybe just over 20 and change. So they're really starting to feel the effects of the tires at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Those tires are starting to get angrier and angrier. Let's go ahead and pull up what those pit strategy is all about. There it is. There's your top 5 with Jim Duda. As we
Lap 20. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're just past that halfway point there on the strategy.
I mean, we're almost to the end of stage 2.
But remember, we don't get a caution at the end of stage 2 the way we did at the end of stage 1.
Right. So, speaking of stages,
I like that actually. I like that because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just cut you off. Go ahead. You said speaking of stages.
I agree with you 100%. I wish the Real World Cup Series would do that. I'm all for the stage points. I'm not all for the stage cautions.
But one stage caution isn't bad though.
I'll give you that.
I think an early one is good because it really allows it forces the drivers to kind of push it at the start, or not forces them, but it gives an opportunity to benefit those who want to push it at the start, and then the next one is get that caution guaranteed. So that's really loose there for that number 39 Thompson.
Well, just as we're talking about stages and stage cautions and disagreeing and agreeing, Rupert Thompson is battling hard for that second position. He is almost Goodyear to Goodyear. And guess who else is trying to get in on the mix? That's the 429 of Paul Witt. He is in this battle as we are approaching 52 laps to go here. We said it. It's going to be a quick one. Only one caution on the night, and that was for our one of our championship hopefuls who, as the laps wind down, he can start to see the championship hopes, slip away.
Personally, on my view, I'm looking at the way Paul Witt is driving, and I feel like his car is driving really well. He's got a very good long run car, and I do apologize. And of course, with my my live timing giving me issues here. What is his lap times looking like? If you don't mind, compared to his faster ones. As you see the 00 with a crossover there on a 39, trying to hold on a second. What a great move, and they're gonna hold on side to side. I think 39 though will hold on to it here as they come off of 4.
So Paul Witt, his last lap time was a 27.38. His best time so far was a 26.31.
So only a second off. That's not. I don't think that's too bad. Well, how far off is everyone else right now?
So everybody right now, their best lap is a second off their best lap. So even Zane Bailey is running a 27.43, and I mean we're at least 30 laps into this tire run.
Man, I love this. This is just fantastic here.
I mean, we're going to stick with this battle a little bit longer. We're not missing anything in the front as Zane Bailey has put a 2.5 second lead on Rupert Thompson and the rest of the field. We're going to feature some of those other battles as right now we've got Braden Morey here in the number 99 car. He's got 99 problems and the lead ain't won. And then just behind him, here's another battle starting to brew between Jim Duda and James Yerger. That's the battle of the Jameses, or Jim, whichever one you want to be. Is here, Goodyear to Goodyear, coming out of turn number 2 and down that back straightaway.
Couple of Ford Mustangs there. Oh, he's gonna make a little bit of contact with that wall a couple different times there. It's gonna allow, I really think, that 053 to get under him. Can he do the crossover? I think the dirty air is gonna be just too much. Yeah, crossover will not work. Yerger's gonna go ahead and fall back an additional spot. And as a championship contender right now, definitely not what he wants to be seeing right now. Losing some spots here late in the run. Is this 9? Oh, a 00, and the 429 of Paul Witt almost made contact there. The 429 jumps to the inside. He's got, I'm telling you, a very good long run car here. 00 cannot do the crossover. He gets loose trying to put that power down right there. Wow.
Yeah, put in the
45
power.
to go.
46
to go.
46 laps to go here from Phoenix. And the 00 and the 429 of Paul Witt battling it out, almost throwing haymakers. I mean, just throwing absolute haymakers, Angel. And I tell you what, this has been the best racing I've seen in a while. We have 44 laps to go. 45.
Just about. I mean, of course, with the run that we're having right now, I have to imagine that there's a chance that this is probably just going to be a one-stop from here. Whew, man, that 00. He is really struggling with the handling on this race car. Very, very loose right now. You can tell that he's used up that right rear a little bit too much, which it's just so easy to do when you're putting the power down here, especially off of turn 4. Just the way everything just turns right up off of the banking, coming across that dog leg. It's so easy to use up the right rear here.
Well, tomorrow night you can catch the conclusion of the racing season here for the Cup Series. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat track.
The Xfinity Series, sorry.
Oh, the Xfinity Series. Okay.
Yeah, no, tonight. Yeah, we have the Cup here tonight. Xfinity is tomorrow.
Well, shows how much I know. Because
that's all right. You had to fill in the last moment here for the boss man John, who, it's Veterans Day, so he got invited out by his buddies to go do something, and we got to go let him encourage.
That's right.
As people are taking out veterans for a day like this, we got to be excited for that. It is everything the same time tomorrow for that Wednesday Series Championship 4. Again, mentioning Kenny Thompson, James Yerger are going to be racing in those. And here it is, our first pit of the day, Paul Witt.
And guess who's going to be in the booth for tomorrow night?
It's yourself, and is it Chris?
Nope. Chris Murphy and Jordan Brackel going to make the return
I had one.
to the SRM airwaves.
Very nice. Great couple of group of guys to be able to have broadcasting, especially this race here. Right now, as we continue, again, the 00, he's on pit lane. You got the 99, he's on pit lane right now. So pit stops here now on lap 60. And I got to say that they pushed it 40 laps. Does this mean that this is the final pit stop of the day probably? So you got to make sure you hit all your marks perfectly.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-stop race. I think that stage caution, they came down, they were able to get here. Zane Bailey going to go ahead and put on the pit road. It's going to give Braden Morey, well, just as I say that, he makes a liar out of me. And
I'll tell you one person, Mike ILO's probably got to be like, what happened, man? I thought we'd have at least one more caution here. I didn't need to be the only caution. And he mentioned it. He hasn't wrecked his car all year long. It happens here, and it's a 99 makes his way down pit lane here.
That's the thing about the championship races is, your nerves get the better of you, right? The start of the season and the end of the season are your most nerve-wracking races. And I tell you why the start of the season, in my opinion, is the most nerve-wracking. Is because of the fact that the season's young, you're itching to get out there, and you got 20 to 25 guys that think they can hang on and win a championship all year.
That's what I've always, I felt, and I've even, discussed here recently with my buddy Scott about, getting started with our, with Narca League and how we wanted to do our championship. And I think we're kind of decided, we're going to do at least a chase style, 10, we'll do 10 races in the season and then a 6-race chase style, playoff, or the sort of playoff, at least, 6 races in there and kind of test the waters on that, I personally like the 1-race championship, but I think so many people are against it nowadays that you're almost forced to try to do something different.
It's funny because as we're watching these Grand Prix pit stops, Shane Cochran and I had this debate all season long. And I tell you what, I would love to see a championship decided at Martinsville.
The problem is that it's so difficult to do Martinsville just on iRacing, I guess, People just are not disciplined enough to make Martinsville work on many occasions.
I'm talking about the real world. I want to see the real world championship decided at Martinsville.
Oh, absolutely. As long as Joey Logano is in that championship 4, I know he's winning it. If it's an even year, remember, it's got to be an even year.
That's true. But nonetheless, so if your math is correct, Joey Logano should be in the championship 4 next year and winning it.
Well, that means I definitely got to make my way back out to Homestead.
Yeah, definitely. And, another breaking news, too. they've released the 2026 World of Outlaw late model schedule. And I tell you what, I don't know how far away you are from Hendry, but I've seen videos. You gotta get there.
That's Clewiston, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I don't know. There's so many places I don't know where they are in Florida.
Bringing our attention back to James Yerger here, who has now got a almost, we'll call it 1 second lead in that number 19 car. We'll call it 19. He's got 39. The 22 car of Eric Schur. Here, he's going to come on down pit road. Now, Angel, these guys, if my math is correct, and even with St. Louis math, these guys should make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, they should definitely be able to make it the rest of the way. I'm only going to agree with you, Alan, that's St. Louis math, because the traffic driving through there at trying to leave there at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night was very frustrating with the amount of construction that was going on.
I believe you texted me and said, "Where are you in St. Louis?"
Yeah, that was a couple days before, and I went up driving again from Poinciana, Florida, just about south of Kissimmee, all the way up to Denver. I left that Monday night, and we got there Wednesday morning, so kind of drove right through. So I stopped just east in oh my goodness, I think it was in O'Fallon. I think is where we
O'Fallon, Illinois.
Yeah. Okay. Just on the border, just almost on the border there.
Say, don't Clark Griswold didn't stop at East St. Louis, okay? If you know, you know.
Well, I'll be honest with you, that was the plan, but the prices were a little too expensive for that.
Nonetheless, there's Zane Bailey right there in that third position. You know, he's back on the lead lap. He's unlapped himself. As Yerger has a 10-second lead over the rest of the field, not missing anything there. These guys are more spread out than peanut butter and jelly on a hot day.
Let's go ahead and show what is this? Why this has changed? You know, anyone has maybe just jumped in. Why are we having this change in the running order? What's our current? My goodness. Stint looking like for pit stops?
I'm glad you asked, because right now your top 5 is showing that their pit was on 20. It looks like 21. I don't never know how to read these things, but anyways,
they don't make sense. It only makes sense half the time, right?
Right. Yeah, the stint length here, but I mean they came down on pit road. Yerger came down, is now on pit road at lap 73. So he ran a whole 50, 60 lap segment on on those tires. James Yerger finally bringing it down pit road. Reggie Packard on pit road also.
They ran it dry, hoping for a caution, trying to make something work, at least to try to put themselves in that good spot. Definitely unfortunate. I think Mike really was hoping for that caution, but I love the confidence that he still had. Expect it, because if you don't have that confidence, then honestly you shouldn't be out there competing for a championship.
Absolutely. As we take another look at the weather here, lap 76, just under 26 laps to go here, as we are now at the air temperature had to change, but the track has cooled off by 1 degree.
Thompson on pit lane.
We're still under green flag pit stops. I wonder why Thompson's on pit lane. Nope, that's Yerger on pit road.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm seeing the 39, and it got me.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's got the 39 paint scheme on as well. Is what happened. That's what confused me there with the
so there, there's your look at the weather there. But I mean, with 25 laps to go now, I mean, Mike's on the 74 cars on pit road. That's going to reset Zane Bailey up to a 4-second lead over Rupert Thompson in that 39 car. 239 on track.
Mike was really trying to push that push the button there, trying to get that again, hoping a caution will come out and he'd be in a good opportunity there. But unfortunately, he just has to come down pit lane again. That'll put Bailey back out here up front. Of course, now with about 20, well, I guess we'll have 23 laps to go once he comes across the line here this time.
23 laps to go. One caution on the evening, and unfortunately was brought out by the 74 car. Not of his own doing. Well, somewhat of his own doing, but not entirely his fault. You know, cold tires, somewhat warm on the racetrack. Don't mix.
It definitely happens, that's for sure.
Angel, here's a stat for you. We've been racing now for 39 minutes. We'll call it 40. Wow. And we've gone 101 or 80 miles essentially. You gotta remember, Phoenix is just under one. It's just over a mile by his coach, like the little bitty line on your tape measure. Anyways, so
oh my
80 miles in 40 minutes is absolutely insane.
Yeah, these drivers are really. Like I said, they came out to race tonight.
They did. And I really wish we had Taco Bell as a sponsor, because that's dinner for tonight.
Oh man, that's not how bad.
Angel's like, I don't think I'd want Taco Bell for dinner. But hey, working lap number 81, you're not missing anything.
Personally, I like Taco Bell. It's the wife doesn't like Taco Bell.
Does the wife like Taco Bell, or Taco Bell not like your wife?
No, the first one for sure.
Okay. So that means you don't get Taco Bell unless you're out by yourself. But nonetheless.
Exactly.
20 laps left to go in this one. Not missing anything up front, but it looks like we got a little battle forming here with a couple of laps. Whoa, whoa. Eric sure crashed. Let's see what happened there. And
number 22.
Ooh, car just gets really upset, and
he picked somewhat recently, if I'm not mistaken. I think that you just talking about those cold tires, and look what happened right there to him.
Cold tires, warm track, don't mix. But Angel, I mean, this is going to change that race. Now everybody's going to come down pit road, and let's talk to another one of our championship drivers.
Let's see. Honestly, let's see here. We'll bring in. Honestly, Alan, I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's less than 20 to go with championship race. Broadcaster's curses happen too much. I don't want to be accused of anything on championship race. I have a rule of if it's less than 20 to go, I don't bring in anybody that's still on the lead lap. That's my rule as a broadcaster. I can't break it this time. I'm sorry if we don't get to specifically
fair enough
interview somebody. I'll take the blame for that one, but I think they appreciate that one more than a broadcaster's curse, possibly. I want to be blamed for it.
We don't want to be interviewing anybody and then they go out and slap the wall, and then next thing you know, we're getting blamed for it. And
the boss man is sending their boss man is sending us a check for the parts.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would be the bill. We'd be writing the check for the parts. We'd be going to O'Reilly's.
I'd be owing a lot in the process.
I love it.
Oh goodness. We are just about finish up here. We're gonna have a nice little sprint to finish this race here. We're gonna give or take, let's see, lap 85, so what, maybe 12, 13 laps maybe?
Yeah, when we come back to green flag. Well, the lights are out.
Oh no, maybe not. No, I'm sorry. So 16 to go. I'd be too conservative there.
Yeah. The lights are out. I mean, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, which means, Angel, one more time as these guys get ready to come down pit road. I mean, it's not really our sandbox. It's not really your sandbox. It's not really mine. But nonetheless, Angel, you can bring us back to green.
Let's do it. Here's the drivers front row ready to get going. That is Bailey and Duda here. Duda with the of course being the driver with the control car. Everyone else in the back kind of came back down pit lane, which is why we are single file back. Get to the Geico restart zone. What a fantastic restart there for the 053. The goal, stay out in front for the 16 laps. What can he do?
Stay out in front and drive those cars like a hacked off teenager. Here comes Zane Bailey though. He's on the back bumper, chasing down that 053 car like he owes him lunch money. Zane Bailey doing everything he can. Inside, Goodyear to Goodyear, back into turn number 4. And we are 3 wide for second.
Here comes Thompson. Oh my goodness, they're all over the place here.
It's a land rush, 15 laps to go. And it's going to be Thompson, Paul Witt, Zane Bailey, Rob Charbonneau, Jim Duda. Whoa.
Oh, contact with the wall. That was James Yerger, one of your Championship 4 drivers. So it really looks like maybe with just 14 to go as they come across this line that we're going to have a battle between... Oh, sorry, I had that one wrong there. The battle between Rupert and Paul Witt, the 39 and the 429 running right now. Second and third, Bailey in first saying, you can battle for the championship behind me. I'm going to go for this win. But they're battling hard. More contact, multiple into the wall there off of turn 2.
And just as you said that, Zane Bailey sets the fastest lap of the race with a 26.11. Paul Witt, they're in second position. These guys are getting after it. 13 laps to go. Just over a dozen left in the Cup Series Championship. In this Championship 4. Don't forget tomorrow you can check. Oh, we got caution right in front of his yellow flag. James Yerger.
That was Yerger. Yep, you're the championship driver.
And here's how it happens.
Oh, just a little bit of contact from the 71. Oh, he just couldn't. Oh, and the 71. I think the 39 almost had it saved. Doesn't look like a ton of damage right there. An opportunity to come down, get 4 fresh feel goods for before we get started. Now they only get 5 sets of tires for tonight's race, and so that's probably running about 2 of the last ones maybe here.
Yeah, definitely. If they didn't use a set of tires, they will have on this. You know, and here's the thing though, they came down on the last caution. These are quick cautions here tonight, as we got 3 drivers on pit road: James Yerger, Eric Scherer, and Jim Duda, all 3 on pit road. And these guys were, vying for that lead, as Zane Bailey all but drove away from these guys and said, see you later, I'm going to put on the afterburners.
And he's like, you guys worry about your championship. I'll worry about the win tonight. I'll be Ryan Blaney for Cup Series purposes.
Nonetheless, those lights are on the iRacing.com pace car. And here's the thing, Angels. We are actually going to go commercial free tonight.
There you go. I love it. Commercial free. Well deserved here for the drivers in the Gunr4sr Cup Series. Of course, and again, a happy Veterans Day to all our veterans. A big shout out. Thank you to all of them out there.
Yes, absolutely. And, while we got a minute to talk about it, you got to give props to Jordan Barkel. He drove to Philly to help Dave out with a World Football game. And
yeah, it was awesome.
Those two had a blast.
I think that oh my goodness, that's definitely something to do in person. I think it's got to be an amazing feeling. Is it 40? Does it say 48 where you're at now?
Yeah.
Do I know where it is here?
Don't make me jealous.
Actually, it's 44 here right now. So it's colder here in
Wait,
Orlando
you
than
mean
it is
it's actually
for
warmer in the
Louis.
Midwest than it is in Florida?
Yes, it is currently 44. Actually, this morning it was colder in Orlando than it was in was it how do you say Juneau, Alaska?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is your short track Saturday night. Zane Bailey, Rupert Thompson, Paul Witt, that number 71 car, gonna be on the front row as Zane Bailey and Rupert Thompson getting ready to bring the field back to green in the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. And we are off and running a 10-lap shootout to the end. Who's going to win the battle? Who's going to win the war?
Battle of the war right now. The battle, I think, is, of course, the 20 for the win of the race. The war being Witt and Thompson side by side there for the second position. But first, in these point standings, 9 to go to be 8 to go. There's big contact with the outside wall. I think that was the 19 of Jurger, maybe.
It was.
Yeah, so there's definitely no recovering from that. I can guarantee it. So it looks like your championship 2 comes down to Paul Witt and Rupert Thompson. The number 39 is Thompson, the 429 for Witt. There, the battle going to be for second. 8 to go. Who's going to have the championship here between those two? The Ford or Toyota?
Coming down to get the 7 laps to go. Zane Bailey starting to pull away with a half-second lead. We're going to stick with this battle here for your championship. The race is all but decided unless, barring a connection issue, and James Jurger picking up the meatball flag, but nonetheless, Paul Witt and Rupert Thompson got to battle it out, and they're going to get single filed out, coming down to get a half a dozen laps to go.
Just 5, yeah, just 6 to go, 5 to go the next time around. Oh boy, this is going to be a exciting one. I think Thompson really just saying, hey, you know what, he's really been the driver, I think, of the 4, you know, the best of the 4 all night long.
As we got some big contact back there in the back, you're not missing anything up front. As Zane Bailey gets 5 laps to go, 5 phalanges in the air for that number 20 car. But here's your championship right now being decided between Rupert Thompson and Paul Witt in that 429 car. Zane Bailey continues to pull away out to a 1-second lead. Meanwhile, back at the race, we got some big contact going on.
These drivers, don't tell these drivers that there's a championship going on. They're fighting hard for at least the last couple of spots. But remember, sure, he's battling for championship tomorrow, so he's got to drive everything he can, learn everything he can. The Xfinity cars to this Gen 6 are a little bit more comparable, and so he can learn a couple of things hopefully tonight that will help him in that championship run tomorrow. Because as you can see, Thompson, he's got to battle him tomorrow, and he might be on the edge, on the verge of winning one tonight.
Yeah, nonetheless, here we are. Zane Bailey out to a 1-second lead. The popsicle sticks are in the air. As they head down into turn number 1. There's the man, the myth, and the legend, Zane Bailey. And Rupert trying to win the battle and the war. As he's going to have, well, we got 3 laps to go. I thought it was popsicle sticks. This time, it's popsicle sticks. I almost Steve Harvey'd this race.
Oh my goodness, you're good. 2 to go here as the 20 again. Bailey's just pulled to a decent lead right now, although Thompson's really starting to cut into that lead, so maybe Thompson has an opportunity to get there. But I think with 2 to go, there's no reason to push it and risk wrecking it. Whoa, but don't tell Thompson that. You saw him sideways here off of turn 2, and oh, we have a wreck. Caution now.
No.
This race is not over.
Green, white, checkers. Let's see what happened here with the yellow flag. That's not it. That's definitely not it. There it is. Eric sure goes around back to the fence. He causes the night. His 1 meter's bagged. Angel, we have a brand new race. The last set of tires are going to go on this race cars. And it's going to be an all-out sprint.
Wow, I'm stunned. And I'm sure Bailey up front. And then here it is, you know, Bailey and Duda decide not to pit. And of course, Bailey, you're the sitting duck out there. Yeah, you're going to be the sitting duck where whatever you do, everyone's gonna do the opposite.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, yeah. Well, I'm absolutely speechless right now because this race has changed. Now, Rupert Thompson's going to be starting on the inside of that second row when we go back to green flag. So, if I'm Rupert Thompson, I want to push Bailey out to the lead and then try to get around him as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think it's one way to do it. I wonder if man, what's going through that? What's going through your head right now? If you're Paul Witt, you know that 429. This championship was gone. You're 2 laps and a half less than that from really finishing second in the championship. This is your chance here now to hopefully make something happen, especially when you have 2 cars in front who are going to be on older tires, which is going to really make this difficult.
If I'm Paul Witt right now, I am going to the nearest convenience store. If I win the championship, I'm going to the nearest convenience store and I'm going to buy a Powerball ticket or Mega Millions. Because he will have won the lottery.
Let's see then, right?
I mean, look, the Mega Millions is almost $1 billion.
It's crazy. My goodness.
Right? I mean, that would solve some problems. But nonetheless, right now, we're going to decide a championship as we come back to green flag racing. Studio Rally Auto Parts restart zone. And we are off and running 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go this time by. We just got to make it around 1 more lap.
Will they make it around this 1 lap here, though? You see that Bailey's just trying to hold off the 053 of Duda. He's coming to the inside. There's contact for first for the win. There's contact for the championship behind them. The 429 and the 39 side by side there for third. The 39 clears him as they go into turn number 3. Do they make it? Oh, the 429. Paul Witt is
White
loose.
flag. We're racing
White
back.
flag. Here it is.
Racing back to checker. Rupert Thompson going for second. He's going for more. Does he have enough?
I know he wants to win it, but he don't want to win the race, but the championship is in hand. Don't push it too hard. He's really loose there off of turn 2. Contact with the walls. They come down into turn 3. Bailey has dominated this race. He is going to take home the victory in number 20, but most importantly, the number 39, Rupert Thompson, is going to almost steal the win, but he will take home the championship. That was very, very close there. Wow.
Zane Bailey wins the battle, but Rupert Thompson will win the war. Look at that victory celebration.
98. 98,000. Wow. Sorry, 9,800. That's unbelievable. Yeah, no, Bailey's really going to go enjoy this one there. He really earned this one. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Let's see. Who are we going to bring on here? In here. Want to bring in your race winner here before we get started with the championship driver. How about that? Let's go ahead. Zane Bailey, this is Angel Santiago and Alan Bergen here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us here.
Yep.
Well, they almost took it away from you there, and you were possibly almost at sit and duck, but boy, did you make that happen. Did you even a little contact there with that 053 for that win. But Bailey, you're gonna pull this off after really just a dominating night here in Phoenix. So walk us through really how this 100 and a couple laps went for you.
Yeah, I felt pretty good until that one caution came out at like lap 80. Then I got really nervous there, but luckily I was able to get a good restart and pull away, and I thought I had it. But then the final caution came out and we went green, white, checkered, and I thought I would get Denny Hamlin, but luckily I got a good start and was able to pull away from him, and Jim was able kind of to be like a buffer car. So yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe one lap more there on that final restart, saying, and maybe just maybe that 39 there catches you, but nonetheless, victory to close out the season. I think is one of the best things you can do. If you're not going to win the championship, go out and win the final race of the season. Kind of prepare you for that, the next season. Kind of give you that extra, is it motivation, everything you need here for yourself. So. Who all would you like to thank? Who all would you like to give a shout out to for your victory here tonight?
I'd like to thank Ted for inviting me to this league. I'd like to thank Eric for putting this league together and everyone else that helps, and you for broadcasting.
Thank you very much, Zane. We appreciate it. Of course, thank you guys for putting on a show for us tonight. Congratulations once more on the victory.
Yep, thank you.
Right now, that was your race winner. Let's go ahead and bring in now. Let's see, bring in our championship driver in Kenny Thompson. We'll let you take this one away.
Yep. Kenny, it's Alan and Angel up in the SRM booth. How's it going?
Good.
Well, here you are, as you have won the championship, won the award. Take us through that race and what more you could have needed to get. Well, first of all, congratulations on winning the championship, but you really made Zane Bailey earn that one.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I felt like I was a little better on the long run than he was, but just took too long for me to get going, to get back to him. And honestly, on that last restart, I needed to get clear sooner to get him, or I needed another lap. So, but congrats to him. He did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and hats off to you. It you know, a season-long effort. You know, and this has got to give you some great momentum heading into the next season here in racing for a championship tomorrow night with the Xfinity Series. You know, and so how does it feel to know that you're a Guns championship?
Yeah,
Or
it
champion?
feels great. I love racing with these guys. Everybody races clean in here, and definitely gets some momentum heading into tomorrow, and hope to do the same thing again.
Awesome job. Well, before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that number 39 car?
Yeah, I just want to thank my family, supporters, sponsors, and got to thank my brother for spotting for me. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Congratulations on winning that championship, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Big shout out there to him, Alan. We had a pretty fun night tonight, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these drivers battled hard. But before we get out of here, Angel, we got one final piece of housekeeping business we got to take care of. There we go.
Yes, we do.
And we're going to go over those results one last time. As we heard from your championship winner and your race winner, Jim Duda going to finish third and round out the podium here tonight. Todd Reach will finish fourth in that 00. The 71 car of Rob Charbonneau will finish fifth, rounding out your top five. Paul Witt will finish sixth, and he'll in the 429 car, while seventh position will go to Reggie Packard. Eric Shearer will finish ninth. Will finish eighth. Ninth will go to James Yeager. Mike Elio Jr.
ILO. This time we got it right.
ILO.
This time.
Okay. And then Braden Morey will finish 11th. 12th, and winning the race in the beer stand will be CJ Erdman. And I'm having an out-of-body experience. Yep, connection issues. But Angel, final thoughts before we get out of here.
Man, my final thoughts is this was a pleasure to be able to bring to you guys this championship race again, as we mentioned, for the Gunr4sr Cup Series. Again, please make sure that you guys join us here again tomorrow night. Won't be Alan and myself, but I definitely need to make sure I have an opportunity to watch. This race is going to be exciting tomorrow night. Xfinity cars, we know how exciting those can be, especially here at Phoenix. Same format, 4 drivers. Kenny Thompson will be looking to win back-to-back championships or back-to-back nights as a champion, with a couple other drivers there looking to make a name for themselves. Definitely very excited, Alan. I appreciate you joining me here tonight.
Absolutely. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso would always say, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.